Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. It's Maggie. Welcome to Moon Directed. Here we work with energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today we're going to cover March 1st through the 7th. I just want to take a second while I'm waiting for these cards to stop being crazy to thank you so much for checking out this channel. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up, I'd super appreciate it. The overall energy for this week has this energy around soul growth, through really manifesting what you want to bring into your world. Through there seems to be a real theme. Wow, around. Hold on. Okay. Wow. So many cards. Let's see what this is all about. Okay. Wow. Holy cow. Okay, Taurus. Okay, so you have the Hanged Man, which is depicted by a woman. So we're going to call it the Hanged One. It is getting a different perspective. She's looking into her emotions, but she's not in her emotions. And in them, there's what appears to me to be the light language. Like, messages from spirit that you find when you go into your emotions a little bit, but it's more like seeing into your emotions, because we have temperance, and temperance is keeping the balance between being grounded and being in our emotions. And how do we alchemize that situation, and how do we bring that together in a way that is calming and relaxing and peaceful? So she looks like she's reaching to dip into them, but she's not immersed. You have the Page of Cups. This is Spirit bringing you something that you truly want and desire. And it seems to be dropping in out of the blue a little unexpectedly. Like, oh, that was the thing I wanted, and here it comes. We have the Four of Wands, which is stability and home. But this is interesting because this really looks like more like celebrating who makes you feel at home. Because it's a tent, right? Tent's not a very stable structure. It almost feels like nomadic, like a move maybe to a new place, a new situation, a new job, a new relationship. It's moving, but it feels more like home, right? And there's a celebration around it, because we also have the Three of Cups, which is very supportive community celebration energy, although in this one they're not. In this one they're stargazing. They're looking at the stars, and it's almost like making dreams and wishes come true. And then you have another page. So this feels like energy of a new beginning, a new opportunity. This one is the Page of Wands. This is deciding what you want and throwing your arrow of desire in that direction. And this was the last card that came out. And so this to me feels like as we complete this week and we move into next week where we have a new moon, that would be the time to be throwing that arrow in the direction that you want to go. So there's a real process here of working on yourself, on figuring out and seeing the light within, and see how there's light there, and here it's like the light is there. And so there's this balance, and I feel like there's this spiritual, emotional balance coming in where you really have connected with spirit and that you have support. But this feels like an angelic spirit team because of all the stars and just the way they have their arms wrapped around each other. It feels like your spirit guide team. Oh my God, they're looking at the Big Dipper. I've never noticed this, which has the North Star. So I feel like you're having a lot of support to take you to something that will make you feel stable and like you're at home. But first, you had to go through this process of seeing things from a different vantage point and finding your balance. And finding your balance in that, and alchemizing wants and needs, hopes and desires. How do I manifest this into this energy of what I really want, and then be willing to go for it? So, and I feel like what you really want is to feel stable and secure and happy in all the arenas of your life. Let's get into the cards. I was really hoping for shorter readings this week. All right, let's see if we can't speed this up a little. All right, so on Monday, the moon is in your fellow... Venus rules your planet, rules your sign, and also rules the sign of Libra. When Venus is in Libra, it's about relationship and manifesting that. And when Venus is in Taurus, it's about manifesting things around the financial, right? And so there's kind of like this alchemy that's going to happen, because we now have Venus in the third sign that she's happy being in, and that is Pisces. And so it's kind of the alchemy of the what do you want to manifest, what is your hopes and desires around things that are relationship and things that are financial. So there is a real need to bring balance in. Libra is about balance. We just came out of that full moon, which is about creating space to bring balance in, and the pleasure and the joy. What brings in the joy and the pleasure into your life? What makes you feel like you are celebrating and happy and enjoying life? You have make a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. That is this hangman card. Kind of looks like, oftentimes with the hermit, you see the hermit looking inside, and there's that light, and just there's so much light around this. And look, this one right here, she is surrounded by light as she's tossing that dream and that wish into the future. And so I feel like my inner light shines far and wide. I think this is you making a difference in your own life by choosing what to release. This is the story of the starfish, and there were all these starfish on the beach, and this little boy was hurling around throwing as many as he could in, and this guy walks by and says, "Son, there's so many starfish, you can't possibly make a difference." And as he tossed another one in, he said, "Well, I made a difference in this one's life." And I think there's something where you need to make a difference in someone's life, and I think it's possibly in your own. But it's definitely something around the family. But I say that because self-reflection comes up. When the moon moves into Scorpio on Tuesday afternoon, and that is in your opposing sign of partnership, the moon is going to be opposing Uranus, which is in your sign of Taurus right now. And we still have Mars at the final degrees. And so this is energy around making changes that are a little out of the box this week. And creating the necessary changes for the deep transformation. And so, and Pluto is in a fellow Earth sign right now up there. And on Tuesday, the moon is going to square off with that. And so there's all this energy around making choices that support you to get you to where you want to go. Taking the time to look at what is yours to own, that self-reflection, and what isn't yours, and what belongs to someone else, and just having a different perspective in order to see the beauty in things. Here we go. The light is all weird. As the sun starts to set, I lose the light. All right, so let's get you a little more information on this process for you. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, This card says you're worried about that you're running out of time. That you're wondering if you hung around too long to get what you want. I feel like divine timing is always a thing. I actually want to read this one because off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure what I'm seeing here. I see books open and a mirror, which is again that reflective energy. She's holding the key, but she has the mask on, which means to me the mask says that you're not really willing to be an open book yourself, but you're seeking the open book in others. There's a doorway behind her, and she has thinking something that's growing. She has a tree growing out of her head that's starting to bear fruit and flowers, and so I feel like there's something that is growing. There's an idea, but you're keeping it hidden? I don't know. Okay. Oh, wrong one. It says past and future fresh start. You just have to turn the page. It's tough knowing what has happened in the past and how close we've been, but you can't dwell on the past. This is the time to rewrite a new chapter in the future. Hopefully we can put ourselves in a position where we'll all be happy. We are often encouraged to live in the moment, enjoy the present, and not to dwell too much on either the past or the future. Yet, in a sense, the present is the least consequential of these three concepts. It is merely an abstract state that we inhabit, but for an instance. In this frozen moment, the woman balances the symbols of the enduring concepts of time that have preceded and followed on from it. On one side is the past, which is now locked and cannot be changed, symbolically symbolized by a book on its last page and fully written. But there is also a mirror, as the past still provides value as to the reference for reflection and for appraisal and lessons learned. On the other side, there is a key that will open doors to new opportunities and a blank book ready to be written. You're at an inflection point. You are at an inflection point. And I really feel like something is coming in, right? With that Page of Cups. Something is dropping in unexpectedly that helps you to figure out where to toss that arrow of desire moving forward. And I mean, with so much velocity, she is putting her all into the tossing of that arrow. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything with this. Time, the ultimate thief, gradually takes from us and never gives back. Yeah. I feel like you feel like time is running out, but I really want to encourage you to think of it this way. Everything happens in divine timing. And if you hadn't been hanging here in taking the time to to see things from a new light, to see things in a new way, taking the time to alchemize the situation of what you want and desire and what it's belief systems. And sometimes we're like, well, I want that, but I have all these responsibilities and these obligations, and how can I just go and do that? That seems unstable, right? It seems irresponsible. And so I think there was a need to decide that what you want, you deserve to have. And so there's a need to release and cut back and let things go. So that full moon that we just had was about releasing shame, releasing guilt, forgiving yourself and others, and creating space in your life for something that brings in balance and harmony. And so remembering that what you cut out of your life creates space, allows for new growth, allows for new opportunities, and remembering that you always gain wisdom from life experience, and there is no substitute for that. There really isn't. So the moon is going to move into Sagittarius on okay, before I go there, Mars moves into Gemini 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday evening. Mars into Gemini finally is happy, so much happier than Mars in Taurus. Mars in Gemini will be activating energy centers in everyone about, okay, let's get this done. And so things are going to speed up. And so it's a good thing you took the time out when you wanted to, but now things are going to start moving much faster. They really are. And so it's going to be like that for a while, and all the planets are direct, and at least until like the middle of April. And so, you know, this is the time to get stuff done. And paying attention to your dreams, like your dreams when you're asleep and your dreams when you're awake. This is a big theme of the sun in Neptune, and Venus that rules your sign is also in Neptune. And when we get to that new moon that's coming up next week, she's going to conjunct Jupiter, which is about expanding your dreams. Sorry, she's going to conjunct Neptune, which is about expanding, you know, and what is it you really truly desire, and what do you really want at the same time that you're planting the seeds of intention with the new moon. And so there is going to be this movement forward, and that's coming right up on the 13th, and so it's very powerful. Oh, so while you're preparing for that, while you're getting ready to do that, there's still some stuff you need to do. You still have to clean it up, and there's still some final things you need to do to release and let go in order to have the space to move forward, and you have come to the edge. If you're not on the edge, you're taking up too much space, right? Come to the edge means be prepared to take this leap. It looks like she's leaping, right? She's leaping forward into what it is that she wants and she desires. Being willing to move in that direction. There's so much supportive energy around the choice this week about making the choices. There's so many, and you have so many cards I don't, but Saturn, which likes structure, is offering choices all week long. And Uranus, that's in Taurus right now. So this really affects you, is about doing out-of-the-box thinking and creating changes. And then there's around Venus, as the moon moves into Capricorn on Saturday night, Venus offers the same energy around choice while the moon is trining Uranus, which says, out-of-the-box thinking to move in the direction that you want to go. But I want to encourage you not to forget to count your blessings and be grateful for the things that have really worked in your favor. For some of you, you've not made the change because you've been concerned about the financial situation when you make a change, which makes sense because you're Taurus. And then on the other hand, to me, I think it doesn't make any sense because you're Taurus. Taurus can absolutely, you know what did not show up in your reading? Is the King of Pentacles. He has shown up so many times today, but you didn't get it. And you didn't get it because I think that you don't recognize that you can totally manifest whatever you want. All you have to do is focus on it. Focus on it because you are manifestors of whatever it is. Everybody is, but I feel like Taurus has figured that out. And when I see Face Your Financial Fears come out, it says, when you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that in fact you have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. And it could be fear of success in a relationship, because we have Page of Cups and we have the Four of Wands. It might be, it says financial fears, but I mean, I don't know. So you have do the work. It is not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps. That is this. You also have to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden, and you have abundance mindset. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. I really think you're going to have to take a calculated risk to choose happiness, is what it looks like. Looks like you've gone through some kind of an ending, maybe a career decision, maybe around a relationship, but like you might have to move because you have made some sort of a career decision or whatever, and that It's around the home and it's around finances, and it doesn't. So it could be a relationship, it could be a career move that means you have to move. I'm gonna read the mantras for the 2 pages because I feel like they have the energy of taking action, and I feel like there is a need here when it says come to the edge, and that you're at the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. That is where the energy focus is most in this reading. So the Page of Cups says, the world is my flourishing oyster, and I am excited to see what happens next. Like, opportunities are going to drop out of the sky. One thing, I have a friend who says, money falls out of the sky for me, but you can just say opportunities fall out of the sky for me. And that would cover whatever it is that you're trying to create and bring at any point in your life. And you can even take that up a notch and say wondrous opportunities fall out of the sky for me. And then we have the wand. Page of Wands. As the dreamer of my dream, I spontaneously and passionately ignite this flame. Like striking the match, right? I spontaneously and passionately ignite this flame. And I believe it's the flame of your dreams, right? This really looks like wishing on a star and figuring out where it is you want to go. So, all right, Taurus, this looks interesting. Looks like you're in a change. Uranus in Taurus won't let you not, so there are changes going to be made. And honestly, by the end of this year, we've got the North Node moving into your sign, and that's going to bring some changes too. So maybe you can anticipate them and do them before the universe makes those changes for you. That's always best. All right, I will see you guys next week. You guys take good care. It looks like you got a lot on your mind. Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. And, come to the edge. All right, you guys take care. We'll talk soon.